Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we are going to be discussing Plunder Patrol, the Pirates of the Yu-Gi-Oh! World. And the fact that these cards are going to become even stronger thanks to the Adventure Engine. I'm excited for this. This deck is very interesting and it is very complicated, so I'm just going to hop into the explanation so that we can get the most out of it. First of all, let's do the card by card with the hand traps. We're running one effect veiler because we are also running Crossout, and it's just a good card overall. Realistically, it should be the triple imperm, or the third imperm. We are playing triple Maxi, triple Ash Blossom, one Nib, one Crossout, triple Infinite Impermanence, two Called By, one Terraforming, triple Pot of Desires, and that's all the tech cards. The rest are plunder cards. So, we are playing triple Whitebeard, triple Redbeard, triple Bluebeard, triple Golden Hair, and triple Black Eyes. All of the plunders at 3. Reason being, all of the monsters are very important and facilitate different strategies. Whitebeard, on the opponent's turn, can tag out for one of your extra deck monsters. Also, if it is sent from the hand or the field to the graveyard, or I should say main monster zone, to the graveyard, it can special summon out another Plunder Patrol while locking you into plunders. Redbeard can also tag out during your opponent's turn to special summon out another of your ships. And if it is sent from the field to the graveyard, field or hand to the graveyard, it can equip itself to a Plunder Patrol you control. A Plunder Patrol monster you control. We have Bluebeard, which can special summon itself from hand, and if it's sent from hand or main monster zone to the graveyard, you can discard a card to draw a card. We have Golden Hair, which can special summon itself by pitching another Plunder Patrol monster from the hand or face-up field to the graveyard. Also, it can special summon itself from the graveyard by just simply discarding a card. This is a very good one-card combo with the Owl Mirage to go into Blackbeard. We also have Black Eyes. Black Eyes can target a Plunder Patrol monster in the graveyard, special summon itself, and then return the monster to the hand. All in all, very solid cards, and that's basically all you need to know. Oh, also, if this card is sent from the hand or main monster zone to the graveyard, you can target a Plunder Patrol monster in your spell and trap card zone, and special summon it in defense. Alright. Then we have a few other cards, namely the spells and traps. We have a Plunder Patrol Shipyard. This card is very nice for going into OTKs, as well as just like, it's just the best card overall, which is why we're also playing the Terraforming. And why we're playing 3 of it. So, Plunder Patrol monsters you control gain 500 attack for each Plunder Patrol card in your spell and trap card zone. Also, you could discard a card to add a Plunder Patrol monster from your deck to your hand, and if it's in the graveyard, it can recur itself by returning one of your Plunder Patrol cards that is in the Spell and Trap card zone, and then sets itself. Very nice. Yeah, it searches out cards, it makes your cards really big, pretty self-explanatory. Plunder Patrol Booty, on the other hand, is rather interesting. So, the main gimmick, we'll say, with Plunder Patrol is that they utilize the opponent's attributes that are in the grave or on their field to go into their ships. There's a light ship, there's a fire ship, there's a dark ship, and there's a water ship. All 3 of these can be special summoned utilizing the tag out effects as well as just hard summoned. So, with that in mind, we can also use Booty to change the attribute of the opponent's monster to something that we need. Say, for example, you want to go into Liss. We'll get into these in a second. You can change the attribute to Light using this card. You declare an attribute, target a face-up monster your opponent controls. It becomes that attribute. Then you can special summon a Plunder Patrol from the graveyard, or you can shuffle it into the deck. Also, if you do not control a Plunder Patrol monster, it goes to the graveyard during the end phase. Alright, makes sense? This is absolutely fantastic, given the fact that you are able to special summon a monster, as well as change the attribute of a monster your opponent controls. Very, very nice overall. Let's talk about the ships. So, we have a light ship, a fire ship, a dark ship, and a water ship. Well, and Blackbeard, which is technically not a ship, but it is the captain, but a water. So, let's start with Liss. During the main phase, you can special summon a Plunder Patrol monster from your hand or face-up face-up spell and trap card zone. Pretty self-explanatory. However, this is also a quick effect. All of the monsters have an effect, just like a main effect, And then they also have an effect where they discard a Plunder Patrol card to do something. This one, when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can discard a Plunder Patrol card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Then, if this card was equipped with a Plunder Patrol, you can add a Plunder Patrol card from your deck to your hand. So, a lot of them recur advantage, which is also very nice. So this one just negates, and it's very nice. It does only negate monster effects, though. Bran, all other fiends gain 500 attack. All other fiends gain 500 attack. All of your monsters are fiends, so there you go. You can discard a Plunder card, then target a spell or trap your opponent controls, banish it. Then you can add a Plunder Patrol monster from your deck to your hand. This is a quick effect if you have a monster equipped to it, or it is equipped with a Plunder card. Then we have Mowerk. Mowerk, you could discard a Plunder, target an effect monster your opponent controls, banish it. Then you can add a Plunder spell or trap. This is a quick effect if it is equipped with a Plunder card. You can only use it once per turn. If a Plunder Patrol card you control would be destroyed by battle or a card effect, you could detach material from this card instead. There you go. And then we have Blackbeard. Blackbeard is normally what you will be starting your combos with, and the reason for that is because as a quick effect, not during your opponent's turn, just as a general quick effect without needing anything else, you can target an effect monster you control, special summon a Plunder monster from your extra deck with the same attribute as a monster your opponent controls or in their graveyard, and then equip that target to it. Then draw a card. So it draws you a card, which means this can be ashed, which is so irritating, but it does also get you into the ship that you may need. For example, if your opponent is playing dark monsters, you can go into a Mowerk and then banish your opponent's monster. Very, very nice. All right. And then we are playing a few other extra deck cards. The Almirage is very useful because you can use it to go into a 1-card Blackbeard. We have Toad and Bahamut because we are playing all water monsters. We can make the Bahamut and then just summon out the Toad, which is a free Omni Negate. And then we are playing Nightmare Unicorn and Access Code Talker just to help close out the games. Realistically, these two cards could be tossed out for like anything, really. You could even throw in the DPE engine in here if you wanted to. But there are a lot of things that lock you into plunders, so keep that in mind. Anyway, let's hop into the replays and show how this deck performs. Alright, so here we are going first. We drew actually a pretty good hand, but we're going to start off with the Pot of Desires to see if my opponent has anything. They don't. Draw into another Pot of Desires, so there's that. I'm actually going to special summon out the Golden Hair because we drew into Whitebeard, so Whitebeard is going to allow us to special summon out. It doesn't really matter at this point, but I end up summoning out the Bluebeard because I do want to draw a card because I can pitch it with, or I can pitch this Pot of Desires to just draw another card. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pitch it to go for a Nibiru. All right. Then we are going to add back the Whitebeard. I haven't normaled as well, but I'm just going to set 2 and then pass with this. We have the Nibiru, we have the Booty, we have the Imperm, and we'll just pass it there. And my opponent activates Ashana. So they're going to special summon out there Ashana. They are also playing a 60-card deck, which is rather interesting. Out comes the Monk, and down comes the Adhara. I'm going to activate Booty here, and I'm going to change this guy in to be a Dark, so that I can go into a Mowerk here, and banish if I need to. We're also going to special summon out our Golden Hair. Then I'm going to activate the Blackbeard in order to go for Mowerk, attaching the Black Eyes. We also get to draw the Golden Hair for that. I'm going to go and activate our Mowerk to banish the Vishada, and then I get to search out the Shipyard. Also, because we ended up sending the Whitebeard, we get to summon out a Redbeard here. So, my opponent is going to go for Sword Soul Emergence. Emergence is going to search out Taya. They will activate the Long One. And then here out comes the Long One. They're going to go for a 10. And they go for the Cheng Ying. Okay, this is actually very scary for me. I shouldn't die, given the fact that they are currently locked into worms and stuff like that, but this guy is very big and very scary. However, we do have Imperm, so there's that. And you might be wondering, well, why don't you just Nibiru them? You have Nibiru, you can activate it. Turns out, I'm locked into only special summoning Plunder Patrols. So, because I activated Whitebeard, and I think it's just that one, because I activated that one, I'm actually locked into not being able to use the Redbeard here. Or sorry, not the Redbeard, the Nibiru. So I can't just Nibiru them here. We're going to take the 12, and out comes Shaman of the Tenyi. They're going to activate the effect, and they are going to pitch the Imperm in order to grab up the Taya. I'm going to just chain the Redbeard here, and go for the Fire of Brawn. And the reason for this is because it increases the attack of all of our monsters. So at the very least, I'm taking slightly less damage, which might end up mattering. They're just going to banish a whole bunch of stuff. They're going to get the token. They're going to add the Vashutta. And then they are going to link off into a Chi-Xiao. And then they don't activate, like, any of the effects. Like they don't activate the Chi-Xiao effect. They don't activate the Vashutta effect. So they had more options that they could go for, but okay. And they send the Moye. They're going to clean up our field. They're going to go 1-2 and then punch into the Blackbeard for 4k. I'm pretty low, but we still have enough, especially with the Shipyard as well. I draw into a Called By, which is absolutely fantastic. And then I'm going to Imperm the Sword Soul. Pretty simple. They're going to activate the Chi-Xiao to try and banish something so that they can activate the effect, but it's already going to be negated because that's how chains work in this game. Anyway, yeah, they're like, oh, I'm going to activate this Chain Ying. Nope. So we're going to fast forward through this chain. Why do chain links take so long? Anyway, I'm going to change the Shaman of the Tenyi to Dark. Reason being, we already have a Fire in Grave. So if I need to go into a Fire here, we don't need this one to be Fire. So I'm going to change it to Dark here. Then I'm going to special summon out Blackbeard. Yes, you can summon out Blackbeard with the booty. So there you go. And then I'm going to use the Golden Hair in order to go into Brawn. Then I'm going to activate Shipyard. We're going to pitch the Golden Hair in order to search out Redbeard. Then we will activate the Plunder Patroll Black Eyes in order to target the Mowerk. And we're going to return the Mowerk. Really there, I should have targeted one of my monsters like a Whitebeard or a Bluebeard would have been even better. But I'm silly and targeted the Mowerk because this deck is very hard to play. But we do get to just hard summon the Mowerk here. And then we're going to activate the Mowerk. We're going to banish the Sovereign. And we are going to actually search out the emblem here. We're then going to attach the Redbeard to the Mowerk. And then we are going to attach the emblem to the Mowerk. And that is just over lethal. So as you can tell, we have a lot of 4,000 attack point monsters. And that's the game. I'm sure that was confusing. Let's hop into another one. And I will explain it a little bit more slowly. Alright, so here we are once again going first. We have a Shipyard as well as Terraforming, which is okay. It's not great. But we don't actually have any of our Plunder Patrol monsters. So we're going to activate the Shipyard here, activate its effect, discarding the shipping. Sorry, hold on. Shipping, there we go. In order to grab up the Golden Hair. Golden Hair can get us into Blackbeard the most efficiently. So we're going to go for Golden Hair. We are going to normal summon the Golden Hair, go into Almirage, activate the effect of the Golden Hair, pitching the Called By, because I value the Maxi a little bit more here, and then go into a Blackbeard. We are then going to pass the turn on Blackbeard. That's it. So Blackbeard can also target itself in order to tag out for a monster from the extra deck. So there's that. They're going to activate their Harpy's Feather Duster, and I'm like, okay, that's a little annoying, but at the very least I have the Shipyard if I need to. They're going to go for Mobilize Engage, and not realistically. At this point, I should have activated my effect to go into a Mowerk, but I'm going to just wait it out and see what happens. They're going to go for the Hayate. They're going to go to battle. I'm going to activate the Maxi here. Reason being, I don't want them to go into... That doesn't matter. Of course it doesn't matter. But we got the Ash out of them, which means our Blackbeard is going to resolve. So that was actually a very good play for us. Out comes Kagari. They're going to activate their effect, add back the Engage. And, also they sent the Eagle Booster off of their Hayate. They're going to add the Shark Cannon, which is rather interesting. But we know that they have the Widow Anchor and Shark Cannon at this point. Then they're going to go into Shizuku. During the end phase, I'm going to target the Blackbeard in order to go into Brawn. And then we're going to draw a card, and we draw Golden Hair, which is perfect, because now we can go and pitch the Golden Hair in order to banish a card. We end up hitting the Widow Anchor, which is perfect for us. And we are able to search out the Black Eyes thanks to Brawn's effect. So since we got the banish, we are also able to get the search. Alright, fantastic. So, at this point, all we have to do is OTK our opponent, which, let's just show you how it's done. It's a little bit complicated, but yeah. We're going to actually pitch the yard because we are able to, well, I'll just show you. In order to try and hit this back row. They're going to activate the Shark Cannon, and they're actually going to special summon the Golden Hair to their side of the field, just to protect their life points. We're going to search out the Bluebeard here, and then we are going to activate the effect of our, where is it? Ship shipping, in order to go for the emblem. Then we are going to return the emblem in order to set our shipyard. Here we will activate Black Eyes in order to add back the Golden Hair from our graveyard and special summon itself. Now, we haven't normaled as of yet. We still have our normal summon, so we can still normal whatever it may be. We're going to activate the shipyard here, and then we will pitch the Golden Hair that we just got in order to grab up a White Beard. We will then special summon out Bluebeard, and then go into a rank 4 with Mowerk. We're going to put it in attack, and then we will activate the Mowerk and banish the Shizuku, pitching booty for booty. So we still have the booty if we need it. For some reason, they choose not to activate their Ray effect here to special summon the Ray back onto their field. Don't know why that's the case. I genuinely am confused. But they don't. So there's that. Now, something funny happens. Since they stole our monster, we can actually just equip the emblem to that monster. And then we can use the emblem's effect in order to special summon out a monster from the extra deck using said plunder on the opponent's side of the field in order to basically steal this. This is very good for the future Plunder Patrol matchup where you could just like use emblem, steal one of their monsters, and then go into one of your own extra deck monsters. So now we have a lot of monsters on our side of the field that are pretty big due to the Plunder Patrol shipyard as well as the two, the Brawn as well as the two set cards here, or spells and traps here. So we have quite a bit of damage here. And at this point, the game is over, and we're just gonna bonk into them. So there you go. Good game. Hopefully that made a little bit more sense as to how the deck functions. I'm definitely going to be doing a combo guide, basic combo guide video for this, so watch out for that in the future. All right, and here we are up against my opponent named Pluff. Pluff is a phenomenal name, but do you see the icon? Do you see the icon here? We're just gonna let this play out because it doesn't matter. Obviously, they have the cross out. I'm not even going to talk about the hand that I currently have. But do you see this icon? Yeah, they're playing Virtual World. I have a feeling you know, just as well as I know, what's about to happen. And you'd be correct. They are going to make a VFD, and we are going to out it. Actually, they're going to technically out it because they make a Zeus with it. You'll see. But out comes the Lulu. They are going to go into send the Chuche, then they are going to go into another level 9 in Cloud Castle. Cloud Castle is going to bring back the Shen Shen. And then, what are they going to do? Oh, what could you possibly think? Oh, yep, there he is. And they are going to activate the Kowloon. So, what do we have to out with literally no cards? We have Pot of Desires to potentially draw 2, so there's that. We have to out a Chuche Pop and a True King. That's it. Just those two. That's all you gotta do. Okay? Alright. And we draw Emblem for turn. Son of a... Okay, let's Pot of Desires. It's fine. Don't need it. Now they True King, because they're bad. And they call Divine, because they're bad. Instead of calling, like... Light? Earth? Fire? Cool. Fantastic. I draw an Ash Blossom. And then I did draw Called By, which is really good, because that means we can get rid of the Shen Shen, which puts us on a lower timer overall. So, very, very nice. Their Shen Shen's not coming back. At least not without more commitment from the actual virtual world half of the deck. Now, this card says target a face-up card on the field to destroy it. I don't have a face-up card. So, they activate their Chuche, and then just pop itself. Look, this player's not the greatest, but they made VFD, so obviously they'd be great. Alright, I lied to you. This guy is terrible. But there you go. Okay, we draw Redbeard. That's a start. And then I activate Pot of Desires. We are down to 11 cards. And after this draw, it's 9. Max C comes out. That's A-okay with me. Do you want to know why? We still have a Max C in gray, or in deck. So we're going to cross them out. And I hear you saying, why don't you just use the Ash Blossom? Because I don't need more than 8 cards in my deck. I got this. And fantastic, we drew Whitebeard. So we're going to go Emblem here. They're going to activate their effect of Zeus, because of course they have no idea what my deck actually does. And we get to get a free special summon here. Fantastic. So I'm going to special summon it. The only target that I have left, Black Eyes. And we're going to set booty, pass the turn. I'm not dead, unless my opponent draws like full combo somehow. They flip the Zeus to attack position. Fantastic. Love to see it. I'm going to activate Booty. I'm going to change that guy to Dark. We're going to special summon out the Whitebeard. Whitebeard effect is going to special summon out Moark. Moark is going to pitch the monster that we have in hand and then banish the Zeus, then search Shipyard. And then Redbeard is going to attach itself to another monster, and they pass the turn. Fantastic. This game is now over. And I draw effect failure for turn. Not that I needed it. Okay. We're going to activate the Shipyard here, and we are very big at the moment. And we are going to search out the last monster that we have access to, Whitebeard. We're going to normal summon the Whitebeard, and that is game on field. Good game. Love to see it. All right, so this deck is very interesting. The biggest problem that it has is the fact that you need your opponent to have something. Which means, if your opponent's like playing a bunch of Earth monsters, you're kind of just screwed. Also, if your opponent doesn't play like either a light or a dark at the right point in their combo, you may not be able to interrupt them well enough. The things like the Fire Monster, which is honestly most common to get out just due to the common Ash Blossom, is not exactly the greatest. It's the largest, which is nice, but it's not the greatest when it comes to actually interacting with your opponent, unless they're playing like a field spell or something like that. But all in all, the deck is very interesting and set up very well to pair with the Adventure Engine, given the fact that you don't need that many cards for the actual Plunder half of the deck, as well as it just pairs really well with having another strategy to supplement it and make it go a little bit further. This deck is very, very good if you're able to like just set up boards, and having an Omni Negate through the Adventure line makes your just makes everything very, very nice. On top of that, they don't really need an effect on normal summon, which pairs again very well with the adventure stuff. And with more and more people playing adventure, which means more and more people are playing water, it gives them access to Blackbeard more efficiently. So all of these things mean that adventure will make it make this deck a little bit better. It could be tier 1. That's where I would put it. Not in playability, or not in the amount of people that play it, but in terms of power level. I think this deck will be very strong, and it's definitely something to watch out for, and potentially consider playing it yourself. It's also not that expensive. Most of the most expensive cards in the deck are generic staples. But, I mean, you need, like, what, 3 Blackbeard, 3 Plunder, or 3 Shipyard. You go through the pack, and you're golden. So yeah, that's it. I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy. If you did, a like is very much so appreciated. And if you want to check out more content like this, as well as more Yu-Gi-Oh!, then just be sure to subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye.